All right. Welcome back, everyone, from our lunch break. It's 2:01 p.m. as of now, and it looks like we're going to move on to our non-timed items. First will be 7.2, discussion and consideration, or actually, before I state that, I will state one more time, 7.4, the discussion of next steps to fill the role of District 4 Supervisor to be vacated by Tina Scott July 31st, 2022, and the consideration of a resolution setting an election for District 4 Supervisor as part of the November 8th, 2022 statewide general election. That will be pulled for a later date. And so I didn't know if anyone had anything to state on that, or Anita, did you have anything to say on that?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't really, as I said, we've made certain determinations. Government Code 7, Section 1770 does not provide an exception with regard to date of resignation. We're now looking at the processes that may be available beginning with an effective date of July 31, and should have an answer for you shortly.
Okay, thank you. In case there's any public input, since I did open it up for that, I don't see anybody, but if there's anyone, no. All right, so we will table that for a later date, or pull it for a later date, and move on to our 7.2, which is discussion and consideration of purchasing a flag to be flown during Pride Month, and this is brought forward to us by Supervisor Pyska.
Yeah, so today is International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia, so I thought it's a good time to bring this up. And Johanna, thank you so much for helping me with this. You know, as mentioned earlier this morning, there's a lot of hatred out in our country right now, fear, uncertainty, and I think that this is a great opportunity for us to show a display of unity and respect and peace and love. And so I just want to start this conversation about purchasing and flying a pride flag for the month of June this month and going forward.
All right.
No, I'm sorry, this year. This year, this June, next June, the June after, and so on.
Are there any other comments, or?
Just definitely agree with everything that Supervisor Pyska said, and I'm in complete agreement.
Supervisor Sabatier?
So I know I brought this up when I spoke with our previous CAO. That's when I ended up with my miniature flag, because there was no easy response. I believe that either we have a flag policy, or it came down to we needed to work on a flag policy, depending on where you want the flag. If we want it up on top of the courthouse, then it would seem that from our conversations, we spoke with Director Ewing as well as CAO Hutchinson at the time, that a policy of what would be the appropriate things to put on there. Is it anything that somebody brings to us? Is it stuff that we do a proclamation for? Is it stuff that the board approves? And so having some sort of policy to kind of set the standard of what should be and should not be, and I think that would be great. If we're going to do it here in the board chambers, I think that can easily be done by just a simple approval. We already did with the Ukraine wreath that we have up front, already did when I brought the rainbow flag here to the dais. But I think if we're looking for something upstairs on top of the courthouse, that it would probably be best if we worked on a policy as well.
So we don't have an unofficial flag policy, because this would be an unofficial flag. But my intent is that we bring down the Lake County flag for the month and just replace it with the rainbow flag. In another perfect world, we could also have our rainbow flag printed with the Lake County logo if we wanted to do that at some point. But I think the easiest thing to do is just replace the Lake County flags. We don't have to add a pole. But we don't have a flag policy or for any unofficial flags, but we could work on that. We could also just, you know, if there's a request to have another flag flown, it comes before the board and we just have another discussion about it. So those are all things that I was considering, and I didn't want to get too far down the road doing that work until we had talked about it here. Going forward, if there is another flag, I mean, typically you see like the pride flag and you see sports teams, but if there's any other flag, you know, it would just need to, in my mind, be something that promoted unity in a community, and so you wouldn't have something up there that would be offensive or disrespectful to any other group in our community. So those are my thoughts. Just wanted to hear yours before I got too far down the road.
All right, thank you. Is there any other comments? Supervisor Simon?
I guess, yeah, as we all know, good intention, sometimes we get blindsided on things. So I'm obviously in favor, no problem with that, but I think we should have some type of policy put together, as we work through the process. So, yeah, no problem with that, but let's get a policy set up because
Yeah.
we will be
It'll come up
approached by
again.
something. Absolutely. So, yeah, we're not ever going to be able to stave all that off, but we'll go from there. But definitely in favor of the opportunity to move forward with something like this.
Okay?
I'll open it up for public input. Is there anybody online that would like to comment on this? And I don't have my Zoom open, so it looks like, yes, we have Director Metcalf. Todd?
Yes, just wanting to add my 2 cents worth to this. I totally support it. I'm actually the co-chair of the County Behavioral Health Directors Association LGBTQ+ committee. And I heard of this in other California counties where they were flying the pride flag during the month of June in front of their courthouses. There was a handful of counties doing it. And so I would love to see this, and I get the policy thing, but I just wanted to share my department's support in this effort.
Thank you. Any other public input? If you see any hands, let me know.
I don't see anything.
All right, bring it back to the board.
So the direction to staff would be to purchase a flag and to also create a policy that we could work on, but to get that flag up for June.
And they probably don't have to create one if there's
Or
probably one out there.
Yeah, I mean, I quickly looked, something that works for us. I don't think it would be a lot of work, but if everybody's in
I think
agreement.
too, what it might sound like, we vote to approve the flag and everything for this specific event, and then to follow with the policy to ensure any other request as such can be done at a later date, something like that, so that way it covers this one and anyone else that's coming forward with another flag.
And it doesn't push staff to have to come back with a policy within a matter of
Right.
20 days.
Weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're able to get that flag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's really important to show unity.
And while I agree with you, just know that some people will find some of the things that we agree on to be offensive as well. So
Yes.
there's different perspectives. It doesn't mean that it's right or wrong, and I'm with you on that yes, let's go ahead and continue what we started last year. And I hope that June will come also with a proclamation, and I'm looking at our interim CAO to make sure that we have that interim, that we have that proclamation coming up, because I think it's important to make our voice heard as well as seen.
Yes, sir. We'll bring it forward.
All right. And so there's what?
There's a K toy. I think it's a Kathy toy.
Okay, well, I'll unmute and we'll allow that statement to be made.
Hi, am I on?
Yes.
Hi. Yeah, this is Kathy Toy. I know that it was either last year or the year prior, City Council did do a proclamation here in Lakeport. And I know that Clear Lake has been doing one for years and years, as well as flying the flag. I believe at the sheriff's office, perhaps. So maybe you want to check in with the cities and just see or check in with Clear Lake and see what they're doing.
I could tell you that the flag flew, I believe, 1 or 2 years, and that I don't believe it has flown again since then.
Okay. I stand corrected. I thought that was something that was solid and had been, was happening year to year. Was there, do you know, Bruno, was there a reason for that?
It would be speculation at this point, but I don't believe that it's a continued act, and I don't think it's because people did not appreciate it. There's certain, they don't have a separate flagpole, and certain
Yeah.
people, especially veterans, were curious as to why a rainbow flag was below the American flag and below the California flag. If there was a separate flagpole, I don't believe it would have been an issue.
Oh, okay. All right, well, thank you for considering this. I, of course, you know, as a community member, I definitely want to put in my support for that. I think it's a wonderful thing. So thanks.
Thank you.
So I'll just add one other thing. When I was doing my research, the United States embassies all over the world are, there's an authorization to fly the flag, and then it extends to all of their departments. So if we wanted to have this authorization, then, you know, if a little flag wanted to be, I don't know how many other county flagpoles we have, but.
I know what you mean, though.
But it would extend to other flagpoles and other departments, so. But I kind of think we just have the one, but I'm not sure. How many flagpoles do we have?
And I know the sheriff has its own
Yeah, he has his own. But it's not forcing any other department to do it. It's just open if they choose to.
All right. So did we need to make an action, or are we just kind of consensus?
Direction to staff.
Yeah, direction to staff would be that, what was stated earlier, I guess?
I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ms. Grant, do you think we need any action on this or a consensus for the direction? Does that suffice?
But you're just giving direction to staff, then consensus is fine. If you're making a change or directing action, then a motion is more appropriate. Here, you're kind of doing both. So you may want to consider just doing a motion that sums it all up so that it's a formal action of support by your board.
I agree.
Okay.
All right.
So, Mr. Chair, I move that we direct staff to purchase and fly the pride flag for the month of June, and to come back to us with a unofficial flag policy for the future.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for that. We will move on to our 7.3, consideration and discussion of changes to the Board of Supervisors annual calendar for 2022, and this is Susan Parker.
And I'm introducing, Stephen Carter will introduce me.
All right.
This is the most difficult topic of the day.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Board. So this is consideration of changing of your board's calendar for related to recommended and final budget. On November 2nd, your board approved the 2022 Board of Supervisors meeting calendar. The changes that are requested, you currently have June 8th and 9th for recommended budget. We're requesting to switch it to just one day on June 14th. And then final budget, which was calendared for just one day, September 12th, to switch it to the 2 days, which would be September 21st and 22nd. And that's when the department heads and departments would go over in great detail each budget unit. Yeah.
You meant June 7th?
Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say that.
It's green and blue. It's hard to tell the difference on that.
Sorry about that. Yes.
I just wanted to check and make sure.
Currently, June 7th, requesting it to be June 8th and 9th, switching it to June 7th to a regular scheduled board meeting, because it would be the one that doesn't take 24 hours.
Why are you looking at me?
So the great in-depth one would be in September for final budget, when the fund balance available is known, as well as some more of the revenue sources can be solidified, et cetera. That's the reasons for now. There was one more reason, is because we have an interim CAO right now, and from a budgetary perspective, I would prefer to have whoever the permanent CAO be hear from the department heads about their budget units, because that's the real talk.
All right, Supervisor Sabatier?
In the memo, you talk about how there would be a list of all capital improvements or big projects and stuff like that. I'm just curious, are all departments on board with being able to provide what their needs are to be able to make sure that they get through September so that there's continuity of services and even big projects of things that we need to get moving?
So everybody's capital assets have actually already been submitted with the recommended budget. Very rarely, well, I shouldn't say very rarely, uncommonly, we actually add or adjust capital assets between recommended and final. So the difference would be with the one day in June that most capital assets wouldn't be purchasable until the final recommended, when the board gives their full commitment to everything. So there would be a special notation on capital assets that the board wishes to allow to be purchased before September.
All right. Open it up for public input. I don't see anybody in the chambers, and if there's anyone online.
Nope.
You see a hand up? All right, I'll bring it back to the board.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the newly proposed calendar for the budget hearings on June 7th and September 21st and 22nd.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Stephen, and thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Is everything okay? Oh, okay.
June 7th is quite a full meeting.
Oh. Oh, no worries.
June 7th is actually incorrect. It was supposed to be a regular meeting, but I wanted it to be June 13th, the next Tuesday.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That would be 14.
That'd be 14.
14th. That's what I thought it was going to be. That's why my dates
Well,
were mixed up when I was talking.
So I think we're going to have to reopen this.
Yes.
So,
Flag Day?
I need that extra week.
okay, so let's see if we could reopen this. I think we need to, rescind the motion. And so
I move to rescind my motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and I'll give the floor right back to you, Stephen. You wanted to move it to the...
Oh, please change the recommended budget to June 14th, which gives an extra week at the same time,
Okay.
and not going as smoothly.
Any other questions? Is there anybody online that has their hand up or would like to comment? Ms. Grant?
The motion should still also include the September 21 and 22 dates, since you rescinded the earlier motion.
Okay.
You do have a hand from Doug Gearhart.
And then we have Doug Gearhart. Could you, you can unmute?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, this is Doug Gerhardt, the Air Pollution Control Officer with the Lake County Air Quality Management District. And I just wanted to let you know that we would not be able to do that, the date, because we have to do a 30-day legal notice on our draft budget hearing. So we will have to have that at a later date if we have to reschedule, because we'll have to redo a new 30-day notice. I just wanted to make this, present it to you so that we can make it public and let everyone know that our date will be moved from June 8th, because we have a different noticing requirement, so.
Are we able to do his budget on the 7th?
Well,
Or- Oh,
Yeah, see,
that was a special board meetings just for, it's a Wednesday, Thursday.
The Tuesday meetings are normal meetings, and then you had the 8th and the 9th, which was Wednesday and Thursday budget, and they scheduled it for the 8th. So the new one, if we're doing a new meeting.
Johanna, I hate to say this to you, but I think you need to have the microphone.
Okay, sorry. Okay,
I know it's not what you want to hear.
I know. So originally, the 7th was going to be a normal meeting, and then the 8th and the 9th were going to be budget. Air quality scheduled for the 8th, and I worked with them to notice that. So if we're going to add another budget date, couldn't we just leave it the 8th? If you're adding another on top of the September dates, right?
I'm moving the 8th and 9th completely,
Completely, so then we don't need anything in June.
June 13th, 14th.
14th, which is too late for notification for the 30 days that air quality would need, I would suspect.
So
So we could just leave
We-
it the 8th.
if it's okay, we would just do a regular, add it to the agenda at some point later in late June, but it would be separate from your normal county budget hearing process, so.
I'm willing to come in on an extra special meeting if needs be, just to approve air quality, or if it doesn't
was at
create anything.
Doug, if I'm correct, it was at 9:15 on the 8th? I think that's the time
I think it's either 9:15 or 9:30 is what we had.
Yeah.
Supervisor Simon?
But it sounds like we could reschedule it for just another June regular day meeting as far as the presentation from air quality. And have we done that in the past with you? It's always been on budget?
No, we've had times where it's not, where we haven't been able to do the legal notice. Timeframes haven't worked out due to scheduling, so we've had our hearings separate from the county's hearing before, so.
That's what I thought. Thank you, Doug. And so I
You're
think
welcome.
just scheduling it for a later meeting in June to meet the requirements is something we've done in the past. So it seems like the easiest way to work that out with the schedule between the chair, the vice chair, and,
Both are
air
very
quality.
doable.
It's very doable.
The easiest for air quality, and it sounds like from size, that if you could do a quick meeting on the 8th, but
I'm okay with either or.
Me too.
I think Susan has.
Susan?
I was going to say, how about we allow Stephen and Johanna and Douglas to meet, to set a date. We don't have to do that right here now, but give the staff the discretion to set that up, to have the proper noticing, but not schedule a special meeting, but find it within the regular meetings that we can add it as an agenda item.
it can be a later one in June, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That doesn't sound like a problem,
I agree with that.
been renoticing.
What is it?
I just don't know why we're scheduling something on the 14th.
Mike.
Okay. I just don't know why we're scheduling something on the 14th as well when it's already a normal meeting date. In the motion, you said the 14th. Well, you did say June 7th, which is a normal meeting, and then you said June 14th, which is...
Because the idea is we're not going in depth for the budget, so it should be a maybe hour to 2 hour long conversation.
What she's saying is it's just a regular board item at that point, right?
Yes, it's just a normal board item. It's not, we're not creating a special meeting. It's just a normal board meeting with a budget item on it.
And we're just notifying the public that these are the dates that the budget will be heard.
Ms. Grant?
I just wanted to say Johanna's got it spot on. These are regularly scheduled board meetings. So to the extent you're just notifying the public that this is when the budget items are going to be discussed, that's fine. But it doesn't require any action of your board to
Okay.
set the agenda.
Except for the September ones, which we
Except
still
for the September ones. Or if you decide to put a special meeting date for air quality, it sounds as if what Mr. Gerhard is saying, that he could just pick a regularly scheduled board meeting, which could be the 21st or the 28th, assuming that's not a fifth. No, it's not. 21st or the 28th, if that works for your board, if it's scheduled that way, there's no action for your board to take other than the September dates.
Supervisor Sabatier, did you?
I think everything is good.
I think we're good. All right, so I'll open it one more time for the public. Hearing or seeing nothing, I'll bring it back to the board for action.
I move to approve of the cancellation of our June 8th and June 9th, because that's still there, special meetings, and the addition of our September 21st and September 22nd special meetings for budget hearings.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much for helping us square that away.
Thank you, board. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, we're good. And so we'll move on to our calendars, and we will start out with Supervisor Sabatier.
Oh, boy, I wasn't ready for you. So I know I have LAFCO tomorrow, I have AVA tomorrow, have an IFT meeting on Thursday, and have another meeting to discuss our LEMSA, meeting again with Mendocino County and hoping to get some result or response from Sonoma County. I believe that their public health as well as the state of California LEMSA officers, for the lack of a better knowledge of what their position is, will be involved in that conversation. And I think that eventually we'll be hearing about this at the board level to see if that's something that we want to move forward with. Then I am prepared for, wait, I skipped a day. Yes, because I don't have anything going on at this moment in time on Friday. I will be joining a play that's happening at KUSD. Nice to have our plays back and watching our youth take part in that. I am also meeting to try and rebuild the Canocti Basketball League that unfortunately COVID kind of put the last nails on that coffin. We're going to try to revitalize that. That was an important basketball league for our youth in the South Lake area. And then prepared for our special meeting on Monday and also another meeting on Tuesday. That's all I got. And, oh, and a city council meeting on Thursday night as well.
All right, Supervisor Pyska.
So last week Supervisor Simon and I went to the Hawk, which is the PG&E's Hazard Awareness and Warning Center at their campus in San Ramon, and it was a lot. It was very, they showed all the monitoring that they do, all the weather monitoring and forecasting and everything that goes into all of their hazard warnings or hazard awareness system. So it was great. And then Lars kicked my butt on Friday. He is very fast when we went on our hike. But we had a great tour.
Not a good hiking partner if they leave.
He's really fast. Lars, you're fast. Tomorrow, I have a lot of catching up to do because the last couple of weeks have been pretty crazy. And then Thursday, Best Fits grant meeting. Hopefully I can get to that. I have a meeting with Susan and Matthew. And I have my Cawberry Council meeting in the evening. Friday, home hardening meeting, then I have a constituent meeting, and then we have a tree mortality discussion with Tuolumne County, then the open house at Cobb School. Saturday, very sad to announce that the mountain bike race has been moved from Boggs Forest to Six Sigma, so I will be out at Six Sigma. I was really hoping that it was going to be at Boggs, but things change. What? No, that's not what happened. Then I think I'm pretty much going to spend most of Sunday getting ready for the Monday and Tuesday, or the Tuesday meeting, and then we'll be here all day Monday. So, yeah, whenever that agenda gets posted, sooner the better. That's it.
Do you mind if I ask a question? I know that, I'm sure I'm not the only one that got an email about changing our meeting times for Monday with our interim CAO. Wondering if that might be possible on a Friday if you're not.
I was going to give everyone an option to do that, and Mocha already took me up on it.
Okay.
So,
I'm confused now, but.
Did I get an email on that?
no, you didn't. It was verbal.
Okay, I'll do it.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Since we can't do it on Monday.
All right.
Yeah, I could do it like around 9?
I'll send some time
Okay.
that I have available.
There we go. That helps.
When I wanted to do it.
I'm done.
All right, Supervisor Simon.
Yeah, finish up the board meeting today, tomorrow with Supervisor Spatier, have LAFCO, and we have our AVA meeting, moving forward there on Thursday. Have the Best Fits Grant meeting, try and make it to that. Did have the State Board of Fire Services, but that meeting was just canceled. So probably take advantage of trying to get a tour of the new grocery outbuilding next Thursday. That's what I'm gonna try and do. So try and take a look at that before it gets opened up. It's getting close. I don't know the dates. I'm not gonna make no announcements myself, but at least get a tour, go take a look at the building. On Friday morning, have a meeting with interim CAO, Susan, at 9 a.m. And then we have our weekly planning meeting, and then later that afternoon, have the Lake County tree mortality conversation with Tuolumne County. Monday, full all day, obviously we'll all be here, and Tuesday, but I do want to report on, well, it was already covered on the Hawk, on all the items we were talking about, you know, for PG&E. It's some great conversations having, but always looking forward on how to improve everything that is affecting, you know, our communities through PG&E, and the communication is there. We just need to keep pushing, and that's what we'll continue to do. So it was great taking that trip down there with you, Jessica. The other thing I'd like to report on is the Lake County Risk Reduction Authority. We had our meeting yesterday, and you know, I don't know, I get this feeling, I guess I'm biased because I'm part of it, but really the collaboration and the conversations happening at the Lake County Risk Reduction Authority are really what we've been talking about since I've joined on the board, is where can we bring everybody in the county together? And right now, it was a great point made by one of the tribal leaders, Terry Loxon, was that organization is the only place where you have every government in the county coming to the table. You have BLM, U.S. Forests, heck, we have Caltrans, PG&E, everybody, the county, everything coming together. At county, we do got to get a couple other folks from CDD there, our code enforcement, to be a regular attendee, but, and we have all the fire districts, so good collaboration stuff. Obviously, CWPP is a big conversation. We're going to roll that out, you know, to start through that process. And when I started on the board 6 years ago, it was like, hey, we need a plan. And then we found out about the CWPP, Community Wildfire Protection Plan. Needed to be updated, was done in 2009. So we're about to have a big, you know, as we move through that process this summer, get that completed. But really, everything is talked about, from tree mortality, ingress, egress, vegetation abatement, all the firewires communities. I'm excited about the collaboration and continue it to grow. Now, there are challenges, as we know, making sure we have funding. We had discussions with our partners about yearly contributions. We're starting to develop that. We're looking at everybody having some skin in the game and keep moving forward. We are looking at updating a contract again this year with NCO. That's gone well. And we'll be coming back, obviously, to the board a little bit for me and Jessica to look at some opportunities, but we've made a lot of headway. So it's exciting, and it's someplace that you can hear every month of all projects happening throughout the county in all jurisdictions, whether it's the cities, whether it's BLM, whether it's U.S. Forests, CAL FIRE, everybody. I'm probably missing some folks, but, and, you know, all the tribal governments. So excited about that. It was a good meeting.
Yeah.
Felt good yesterday, that's all I can
It was good. And the North Shore update,
Oh, yes. Go ahead and give it.
yeah, they've made 8 hires for their fuels team, and they're going to pick up their vehicle this week or next, so, real soon.
Start date June 1st, was that the
Yeah,
date? I
he's got a
think it
fire
did?
captain, and
Yes.
like, yeah, it's incredible. So, anyway, didn't want to interrupt.
No,
That
that's
was
okay, 'cause I
big.
knew I'd missed something, so that's it, I'm done. So go ahead, Supervisor.
I have a question about the RA. I've seen that there's minutes and agendas. Do you have videos or anything? Or, because I think it's useful information for everybody, including myself. I don't want to be at the, present at the meeting because we have 2 Board of Supervisors, but to review the meetings after the fact. I'm not sure if you have videos or not.
Very good question. I don't have an answer for that, but we'll work on that.
Well, they're recorded, but the minutes should be posted with the agenda.
Yeah.
But I will,
So,
I'll get you an answer directly back on that.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Scott?
Thank you. As I pointed out, Wellville's in town this week, so tonight I will be attending the Wellville dinner. Hoping to jump in tomorrow to, they have a bunch of meetings and gatherings between my schedule, but I have a agenda review tomorrow at 8:30, and then I have to attend the Nonprofit of the Year webinar to understand, I guess, what's going to be happening in June when Hope Rising accepts that award. And then Thursday, Wellville again in the morning. I'll be jumping in on some of those meetings, and then hoping to attend the Lake County Chamber luncheon meeting at the Saw Shop on Thursday. And then looks pretty clear. Sunday I'll probably also be reviewing and getting ready for the Tuesday meeting, and then here on Monday all day for our special meeting. And then Scotts Valley is having their community meeting at 5 o'clock. It will be via Zoom, or you can also go to the city of Lakeport to watch the presentations. So it's going to be a hybrid meeting this time, and then back here on Tuesday.
All right, tomorrow morning, agenda review, and then before agenda review, I have the North Shore Business Association in Upper Lake, then agenda review, then the Golden State Natural Resources at 10 a.m., which is a Zoom meeting. West Region Town Hall will be in Upper Lake and via Zoom as well. Thursday, I have the Law Library Board of Trustees meeting, and I'll be trying to attend that. Well, I will attend that and also be at the, did you mention something about the Tribal Health in Clear Lake? Is that the one?
the
Yeah,
19th,
yeah, that's from like, I think 11 to, it's from 11 to 2 p.m. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so I'll be at that also too. I forgot about that, yeah.
It's by the post office, the new Tribal Health Building in Clear Lake. They're doing a tribal blessing ceremony starting at 11 a.m. that day. So probably be attending that as well, in between going to the Board of Trustees meeting. Friday, I do have, what did I do with that? Oh, I have a meeting with the Upper Lake Tribal Council. I'm not sure if you wanted to go with me on that one.
That's up to you.
I'll let you know. And then, let's see, Monday, we have, before our meeting for the special meeting, I'll be meeting with Susan briefly, and then I'll be back here Tuesday for our Board of Supervisors meeting. And with that, I think that covers everything on our agenda. Is there anything else anyone would like to add in regards to the calendars? All right, with that, we will go into closed session, and I will read those items off. 8.1, Public Employee Evaluation, Animal Care and Control Director. 8.2, Public Employee Evaluation, Information Technology Director. With that, we'll go into closed session, and we thank you very much for attending our meeting today and being a part of this today's agenda. All right.